They trained me to face bullets. They trained me to face death. But no one trained me for a forest that listens. My name is Sadiq Danjuma, a soldier of the Nigerian Army. And this story is the reason I no longer sleep in silence. The night we entered Kachala Forest, the birds stopped singing. The wind refused to move. Even our boots sounded too loud, like the ground did not want us there. An old man followed us to the forest edge and whispered words I did not understand. Before we could ask him anything, he said only one thing.
Soldiers go in, drums come out.
We laughed. Before morning came, one of us was already gone, and the drums had started beating. I have faced bullets. I have faced hunger. I have faced men who wanted me dead. But nothing I ever faced followed me the way those drums did. I tell this story now because some stories refuse to die. They sit inside your chest like a trapped spirit, beating until you let them out. This is one of them. They posted us to Kachala Forest, far from the noise of cities, far from mobile network, far from comfort. The elders of nearby villages called it Igbo Egun, the forest that listens. We laughed when we heard the name. Soldiers laugh at such things. Our commander, Captain Lawal, was a hard man with tired eyes. He gathered us under the burning sun and said, "Bandits have been sighted here. This is
Team,
not a joke.
eyes sharp. We move at
Stay
dusk.
sharp.
Understood, sir.
Stay together."
Watch the dunes. Report any movement.
There were 12 of us. 12 armed men in green uniforms, boots heavy with dust, rifles shining like promise. The villagers watched us from a distance. Old women stopped pounding yam when we passed. Children were pulled indoors. A thin old man spat on the ground and whispered something in Hausa. I asked a local translator what he said. The man swallowed and replied. He said,
What did he say?
"The forest does
He said
not
the
like
forest does not
uniforms."
like uniforms.
I laughed again. If only I had known. Our camp was set near a dry riverbed. The air smelled old, like dead leaves and forgotten rain. As night fell, the forest became too quiet, as if it was holding its breath. That was when we heard it. Boom, boom, boom. A drum, not loud, not close, but steady. I sat up and looked at Corporal Uche, who was on night watch.
Did you hear
"Did
that?
you hear that?" I asked. He nodded slowly. "Yes, but there is no village this deep." The drum stopped. Then the
think someone's
insects
out there.
returned all at once, screaming like they were angry at being interrupted. I tried to sleep. Sleep refused me. The next morning, we found footprints around our camp. Bare feet. Many of them. They circled us like animals circling fire. But there was no sign of struggle. No noise, no broken branches. Private Musa bent down and touched one footprint. "These are fresh,"
These are fresh.
he said. "From last night." Captain Lawal frowned. "No one came into this camp," he said. I would have known. That was when one of the villagers we hired as a guide spoke up. His name was Baba Sani, and his voice shook like dry leaves. Some things walk without sound, he said.
And some drums
And
call
some
feet
drums
that are
call
not
feet
alive.
that are not
Enough.
alive. The captain warned him to stop talking nonsense. But none of us laughed this time. On the third day, Private Tunda disappeared. One moment, he was behind me, complaining about mosquitoes. The next moment, he was gone. No gunshots, no scream, no struggle. Just empty space where a human being used to be. We searched for hours. We called his name until our throats
Who's there?
We fired
I
warning
see
shots.
you!
Nothing. Then we heard the drum again. This time it was closer. Boom, boom, boom. Captain Lawal ordered us to pull back to camp. As we moved, I noticed something that froze my blood. Tunde's boot, standing upright, as if someone carefully placed it there. That night, Baba Sani finally spoke, even though nobody asked him. "This forest belonged to warriors before the white man came," he said. They died angry. They died armed. When soldiers enter without permission, the old spirits think war has returned. Uche snapped at him. So what do they want? Baba Sani looked into the fire. They want soldiers, he said. They always take soldiers. The drum beat once and stopped. On the 5th day, the forest no longer looked the same. Trees appeared where there were none before. Paths twisted back on themselves. Our compass spun like a mad thing. We walked for hours and ended up back at the same tree marked with red cloth. Captain Lawal's voice cracked. That's not possible. But it was. Then Musa started screaming. We ran to him and found him pointing into the bush. There, standing between 2 trees, was a man in military uniform. Old, torn, stained dark, his face. It was Tunde's face, but his eyes were hollow like burnt wood. He raised one hand and pointed at us. The drum sounded again, louder. That night, the drums did not stop. Boom, boom, boom. One by one, soldiers started hearing whispers calling their names.
What was
promising
that?
Safety.
I think someone's out there.
Captain Lawal gathered us. We leave at first light, he said. We abandon the mission. Baba Sani shook his head slowly. The forest does not release what it has chosen, he said, unless blood answers blood. Silence swallowed us. Then Captain Lawal made a decision no officer should make. He volunteered himself, a commander for his men. At dawn, there were no birds. Captain Lawal removed his cap and placed it on the ground. He stood alone at the edge of the forest and began to speak in Hausa, in English, calling out whatever listened. The drums stopped. The forest exhaled. Then the trees moved. I cannot explain it better than that. They moved. The ground opened like a mouth. Captain Lawal did not scream. He only looked back at us once. Then he was gone. The path appeared immediately. Clear. Straight. Open. We did not run. We walked until the sun burned our backs and civilization returned. Only 7 of us came out. 7 out of 12. No officer questioned our report. No record of the mission exists today. I am no longer a soldier, but sometimes, at night, when the world is quiet. Boom, boom, boom. I hear it, not from the forest, from my chest. Because some wars never end, and some forests never forget.